station. This one up the station. Up the bum. This pop, my me pop. In time, I want to be a whisper. To another edition of the Good Brothers Wrestling Podcast. We're going down the road today talking about, screaming about, who knows what else we'll be doing about professional wrestling. We're just a couple brothers on our way home from work, and sometimes we talk about wrestling, and when we do, we record it on a podcast for you.
Now that's not true. What a dig. What a dig at me to kick it off. Sometimes we talk about wrestling. And when we do, it's only to record this. We don't talk about wrestling. We only do it when we record this every other week when I'm not saying I don't feel like it. Bah! All right. We decided not to start the show arguing and fighting because we're loose and we're happy. We're not doing weird things with our head and saying butt hurt and butt hurting things. Would you agree with that?
That's true. I told you I wasn't doing anything weird with my head. I was just shaking it, getting loose.
Nobody gets loose like that. Somebody that's crazy does that, or somebody with real head problems or neck problems.
At any rate. So we're going down the road to talk about...
You already said this, remember?
Oh, yeah, now I remember. So
when we do talk about it,
there's so much.
If we ever do.
There's so much going on in the world of professional wrestling. The whole world, from London to LA,
it's hammer, go, hammer.
Yeah, from Baytown to back down. What? There's a lot going on.
What were you quoting from that?
I was trying to think of California Love, man, but my brain.
From Baytown, does he say that?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Ian Riccaboni likes to say stuff like that. I'm going to leave that up to him from now on.
Baytown to back down, I guess sounds kind of cool. Like you went up to Baytown and now you're going back down. If Baytown is up.
I believe it is, I believe it is. Are we talking about San Francisco being Baytown?
Is Oakland Baytown?
I don't think Oakland's Baytown.
It's across the bay, right?
Hey, Bay. I don't know. I have
Maybe
no
Brooklyn's
idea.
Baytown because that's where Beyonce. What? Is Beyonce from Brooklyn or Texas?
She from Texas.
So maybe that's Baytown.
She is from... I can't do a Texas.
From Baytown,
can't do a Texas accent.
Going to Mexico.
Yeah, that's true. So,
hey,
anyways...
you watched anything good on TV with BJ gone this week?
Nah, I haven't. Really haven't watched much TV.
What?
Been busy at the house. It's been weird, man.
What are you busy doing? Nobody's around.
I get laundry and
how much laundry do you have to do?
There's 4 bags in there, man.
Bags?
Yeah, well, sacks or whatever.
Do you have different sacks for your laundry?
We got like a setup, got like 3 bags that are hung onto this thing. And
what?
Yeah, man. It's like
you don't have
laundry
baskets?
bags.
You don't have baskets?
We got baskets, but most of the time the folded clean clothes stay in the baskets for well into a few weeks before they get put away.
Well,
so
wait, you fold them and then you don't put them away? The folding is the worst part.
Yeah, not to my wife it isn't.
Huh.
It's the putting away of it.
You've got too many clothes. That's the problem. You don't want to put them in your drawers because your drawers are too full. Is that the problem? Is that the mental block?
I believe that's part of it, but I've cleaned out my drawers several times and it still doesn't seem to make too much of a difference.
You must throw your shirts away. I never see half those Wrestling Great shirts I got you.
I love the Ricky Steamboat shirt. Most of those shirts didn't fit me well or, whatnot.
Well, I ask you what size.
Well, you know what? An XL's too small and a 2XL's too big. There's got to be something for a man of my shape.
There it is. It's called a 2XL.
At any rate, what was I saying? Oh, the world of wrestling.
Yeah, so
a lot of stuff going on, man.
It's like
a lot
a
of
state
stuff.
of wrestling episode, I guess.
We just talk about what's going on in wrestling.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to put as the title.
In the news today.
There was a terrible fire at the Performance Center.
What? So anyways, good brother Charlie will get that.
What are you just fumbling for? Just kick it off.
I know. I was
Say big news.
Japan. No. I want to start off with world news, which was New Japan, Ring of Honor, cats and dogs living together. They're going to be running Madison Square Garden over WrestleMania weekend.
That's huge.
What do you think of that?
Well, you know, there was some talk that both Ring of Honor and New Japan were trying to get shows at the Garden like a month ago. And then something came out saying WWE pretty much called the Garden up and said only WWE runs here and got the Ring of Honor date squashed. But now, who knows if that was true. But now New Japan, it comes out, New Japan and Ring of Honor co-running a show WrestleMania Saturday. Not even like, you know, not during Thursday, not Friday against the Hall of Fame. They're running Saturday against NXT. This is a big deal. This is a huge deal for one, but who else is running the Garden but the WWE, WWF in the last 50 years?
How big is the Garden? How many people?
It's not that big. I think it's like 12,000.
Okay. I mean, that's doable.
That's why they don't do WrestleMania there, because it's just so small.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're like, but you could have had NXT there, but no.
I mean, you know, I've also heard that running at Madison Square Garden's really expensive. They just charge you a lot. You know, I've also heard that about the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh, well.
That's why people just don't run in either of those places anymore. But, I don't know, New Japan scraped all their yen together they've been getting from the New Japan world. ROH took their ROH Honor Club money, which they built me out of. I mean, I don't want to talk crap about Honor Club. It's good. I mean, you know, it's a big archive, but it's not set up really well. And I'd like it to be more searchable. And also, I'd like to just have more time to watch it.
That's what you need in this day and age for wrestling is more time.
How do you find the time? G1 Climax is going on. I've got New Japan World. I've watched one match, and it wasn't even good.
How you going to watch it, man? I got 4 loads of laundry. I can't even get SmackDown watch.
Well, let's face it. When you're doing laundry, what's the active thing to do? I was just kidding.
I was just playing around. Jeez.
Now,
so
I wish people could see your face.
You're sitting here on your butt. It's July 2018. Who headlines that New Japan Ring of Honor show?
You know, you've really got to bring it. Ah, man. I think we're too far out to say, but I think it's going to have to be Omega, right?
Has to be.
The way things look right now, and I think Omega Cody's been done.
Done to death.
I think, you know, honestly, I see this show as kind of the sequel to All In a way. Like, All In kind of paved the way, I think, for this show.
Do you think... I'm going to say this. It better be a one-on-one match that headlines that show.
What else would it be? The Briscoe Brothers versus the Young Bucks? Well, yeah. You know, there's a whole lot of Bullet Club stuff going on right now. So, who knows what shape that group will be in come WrestleMania next year. I think it's just too early to tell. I think Okada could be in there. I think Omega could be in there. I think Marty Scurll could be in there. I think Cody Rhodes could certainly be in there. I think we just have to wait and see. You know what? Rey Mysterio could be in there. Jericho could be in there. CM Punk could be in there.
CM Punk won't. Well, could you imagine Omega CM Punk headline that show? Hey, you have him hanging off the rafters.
Yes.
Did you see CM Punk was going to be in some horror movie?
No.
Yeah, with AJ Lee. I'm sure very low rent, but...
Well, sure.
He probably gets killed in it just like his other 2 TV shows he's been in.
I hear that he... I hear that he opens the closet, tries to reach in, and some guy just grabs his leg, makes him submit.
Punches him in the face.
Also makes his ears swell up really bad. They're just going to use that picture of CM Punk for the horror movie. He's the bad guy.
He looks like, cauliflower ear reminds me of Toxic Avenger, you know. Never much of, anyways. So, so that's big news. I mean, that's huge news. And of course, the other big news, speaking of CM Punk and UFC, Brock Lesnar returns to the Octagon there, and I want to call him the Octagon.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one, huh?
That's a good name. I'm surprised nobody's called themselves the Octagon.
The Octagon there, Brock Lesnar.
So Brock Lesnar, let's talk about Brock Lesnar. I feel he's the most polarizing figure in wrestling today.
Above
Obviously,
Roman Reigns, huh?
He's saying he's going back to UFC to fight who?
Daniel Cormier.
Daniel Cormier.
World champ.
So he's going after that UFC world title. Daniel Cormier is saying he's retiring after this fight. So either way, he's done. And they're saying that could happen in January. I think the last I heard was January. They were saying November, but they're saying Lesnar was suspended.
Yeah, he's got to jump back into that USA
Here's how
Today
funny
pool
that
or
is.
whatever.
Huge buzz over this fight already. I'm sure it'll break UFC records. But after that last UFC fight that Brock did, which also broke records, he got suspended for the doping, and it was like, oh, I can't believe this guy's using drugs. Hey, he's back. It's like, oh, he's back.
Yeah,
he's back.
He's number one. He's back, and he's
back
number
and he's
one
fighting for the championship.
Because here's the thing, wrestling's around for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, wrestling's entertaining. And you got to add some of those elements to your combat sports, your UFC.
Okay, so here's the question. Lesnar holding the Universal title hostage since WrestleMania 33. And I'm saying holding it hostage. The dude does not show up, especially since last WrestleMania. He's a persona non grata. Will he walk into the Octagon?
No, he is the Octagon.
Will he walk into the Octagon with the Universal Championship as the Universal Champion? I should say. I think it'd be stupid to walk in with the WWE Championship. Does Lesnar hold that and walk in the UFC?
Who's he going to drop it to, and when's he going to drop it? You going to drop it to Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam? Are you kidding me? I mean, don't get me wrong. Lashley impressed against Reigns at Extreme Rules. That was my favorite match of the night.
I thought Lashley and Reigns had a good match. I think I'm past this. Roman Reigns can't wrestle. You can sit down and enjoy a Roman Reigns match as long as you don't get frustrated by the outcome.
That's true.
And then Reigns losing to Lashley. This dude's just been on a John Cena style losing streak since WrestleMania.
And then they got him facing Lashley again. Snore.
Well, I think we're going to shenanigans and have Lashley, Reigns, Lesnar at SummerSlam.
The thing about the Superstar Shakeup was that they had some real interesting matchups and new matchups. Well, yeah, I guess Lashley and Reigns hadn't faced each other before. I don't know.
First.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
I like that you rethought. You were going to complain and then realized it was baseless and rethought it. I really appreciate it. I wish more people would do that.
Hey, no problem, man. That's what I do.
Oh, you know what? I didn't respond. I was on Facebook, on Good Brothers Wrestling on Facebook. And I made a poll, or a list, really. What was the greatest Extreme Rules match of all time? And I took all the Extreme Rules pay-per-views, 2009 all the way to last year. And took all the 4.5 star Meltzer related. I didn't put any of my own preference in there. Now, I told you this. We talked about this. 3 of those 5 matches had Roman Reigns in it. But then some guy posted his list, and it was stuff off of One Night Stand, and one match, it's like Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels. I don't even know what pay-per-view it was off of. And I'm like, okay, I didn't say anything. And then another guy responded and said, it's like the original list maker didn't started wrestling in 2014. Started watching wrestling in 2014. For one thing, one of the matches was from 2012 on the list, so I don't want to hear that crap. And for two thing, Extreme Rules has only been around since 2009. This guy was using erroneous information.
Well,
so I was better than this guy when I saw it on Facebook. I thought about blasting him.
In the moment.
But now, the more I've thought about it, the more I thought about people, just haters. People who need to shut up and understand the information. What I said is undisputable.
Just trying to get the information.
It's undisputable.
Well, did you put the 2 out of 3 falls between Sheamus and...
You know I didn't. You already talked
you're
about this.
Null and void.
Meltzer didn't rate it 4.5 stars.
Well, Meltzer, because it wasn't in Japan.
Well, you know what? This is the sort of conversation I want to engender. And also this, hey, Roman Reigns is on 3 of these 5 matches. I wanted to talk about
Only one of those was a singles match, everybody. Just FYI, I know But
Keep
I'm just
spilling
letting you
three
know.
of them.
I agree, but only one was a singles match. I just wanted for clarity's purposes.
And that is more. This is the sort of back and forth conversation that I wanted to engender. Not somebody, and even the guy who posted his list with like one match from the actual Extreme Rules pay-per-view. That's okay, buddy. But the guy that said that I've only started watching wrestling in 2014, that's erroneous.
I know for a fact this man beside me has been watching wrestling since 1993 at the very least.
1991. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, Brock Lesnar. So does Brock Lesnar, gun to your head, there's a gun to your head right now.
I don't like how that's like your favorite thing to do.
Gun to your head, does Brock Lesnar walk out of SummerSlam as Universal Champion? I'm not asking who walks out with it. I'm asking, does he walk out with it?
Yes.
You think Lesnar, and then what? And then all the way to the UFC fight? I mean, that's still 5 months.
Well,
At the least.
Now here's the only thing I can say, man, about Lesnar keeping that title at 35. Charlotte and Ronda Rousey will 100 million % main event WrestleMania 35. It's unquestionable.
I think you're right.
I don't question
I think you're 100% right.
So here's the thing. So you're not going to have Lesnar get knocked down a peg by Rousey. Lesnar's going to have to drop that belt before WrestleMania and probably before Royal Rumble, maybe.
Wait. So you're saying Lesnar has to drop the belt so he's not on the show when Ronda Rousey's on the show?
I'm not saying he's not on the show. I'm saying he's not the champion and headlining.
I mean, that Universal title, he headlined WrestleMania. He was in WrestleMania 33 for the Universal title.
Yeah, and
that was the third match now.
You're right. That's right. He faced Goldberg. Yeah, but he bowed out to Roman Reigns.
So you think
number one.
Lesnar wins at SummerSlam but loses sometime before the new year?
That's what I said.
Okay.
I mean,
I think 100%, whatever happens at SummerSlam, I'm going to call this, Braun Strowman walks out with the championship.
Oh.
And I think it'll be a triple threat, so Lesnar doesn't have to take the pin for whatever reason. And I think Lesnar goes off, Lashley comes out and gets his pound of flesh. Now, I think that's what they'll do, but I would love to see Kevin Owens somehow win the Universal Championship for Strowman to take it off of him. I feel like that would be perfect for Kevin Owens' character. Just to be defeated by Strowman in his moment of triumph. I know that's not going to happen, but...
Kevin Owens' character, man, I don't know. He's getting there. He's plugging away.
Wait, now, okay, I'm just going to fantasy book a little bit. Kevin Owens out, quote unquote, injured right now from that hellacious bump he took off the steel cage at Extreme Rules.
Broken in half. Yes.
Extreme Rules, by the way, I give that 7 snores. I'm not going to say I appreciated that pay-per-view whatsoever. And the booking in that 30-minute Iron Man match was garbage. 6-5, 11 decisions. I guess it was. I can't remember 6-5 or 5-4. That many decisions in a 30-minute match is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. It's unrealistic, and just I don't know. And it was boring. I mean, they were laying on the mat half the time, anyways.
Well, and I'm not even going to get into the fans doing the countdown every minute, countdown to the next minute. But fans, you were being stupid. You were. I don't want to hear it.
Hey man, when I'm bored, I try to look for something to do too.
They were doing it at 20. Okay. Bobby on the side of idiot fans, as always, because he wants to say how much he doesn't like WWE. Anyway, let me fantasy book. Kevin Owens out right now, so he didn't get to be involved in those 2 triple threat matches on Raw to set up the match for the number 1 contender. So he has a legitimate beef, I guess. I mean, if Balor and Reigns can be in it, I'm sure Owens can be in it. So then why can't Kevin Owens come out? We make that a 4-way match at SummerSlam, and Owens gets the victory, and then Strowman comes out and beats him. That's what I'd like to see. That's my SummerSlam. I don't know about a prediction, but I'd really like to see it happen.
You know what I would love for SummerSlam 2018? For 7-Eleven to do their cross promotion with WWE again.
Yes.
And you get some of those cups, a
straws,
Slurpee,
Rey Mysterio Funko Pop, but they dust them off, and I finally have that one.
yeah, a hot dog. I don't know how that's WWE related, but you get a big bite. Maybe you get a big bite.
Big show bite.
Promotion, you know.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, it's the big bites.
That's what I wish, man.
It's the big bite tonight.
Hey, what time did
Been
that?
sitting in that hot dog roller for 9 hours. It's time to sack it up, throw up tonight.
What?
Ready for hot dogs. You'll never know what's got you sitting all night on the bowl. It's a big bite. I said bowl.
That was a good one.
What were you gonna say?
All I'm saying about the fans chanting, just for a second here.
Okay.
I sat through a 5-hour Ring of Honor show, and you know when people chant stupid stuff? When there were pauses in between matches and they got bored?
How many times did you legit try to get me to leave to go to Wendy's, though? Legit. If I'd said, let's go and go to Wendy's.
I was hungry. There's a difference.
There was food there.
Huh? I was, $12 food. I'd get me a 4 for $4, buddy. 2 4 for $4s for the junk I could have got there.
Okay, well, you weren't hungry during Extreme Rules. That doesn't have anything to do with anything, I guess.
I mean, I drank that, man, I didn't even drink that Pepsi I took out of your fridge, did I?
It's still sitting there.
Oh, man. I would have come over just to get that.
All right, enough about Lesnar. Let's move on to the hugest news of the week. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. When you say racist things, then you have to hide. He hurt the friends and they hurt his pride. But now he's back, brother. They let it slide. Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania. Running wild again, brother. Hulk Hogan back in the good graces of WWE. I was seeing these rumors that he had flown to Cleveland on Saturday, and I was like, why is this such big news? Extreme Rules is in Pittsburgh. I know they're close. But still, I mean, why would the Hulkster fly? Who's the Hulkster's travel agent? Anyway, no, word was he was backstage at Extreme Rules filming some kind of, I can only assume, a WWE 24. And WWE formally announced he's back in the Hall of Fame, reinstated in the Hall of Fame.
He's living in the Hall of Fame.
So what do you think about this? Are you happy or sad, Hulk Hogan? Are you mad, happy, or indifferent that Hulk Hogan's back kind of in visibility? His visibility's back up. He's back with WWE. What do you think?
I mean, it's like the New Day said in their statement that they released. The New Day released like a whole statement about how, like, you know, they released a whole statement about how they're indifferent about Hogan coming back and how they how they don't, like, you know, people have been saying racist things to him their whole lives and how they just don't associate with those people. And so I guess it was like, I ain't going to talk to Hulk Hogan, and it don't matter if he's in the Hall of Fame or not. But here's the thing. They also said it's undeniable that Hulk Hogan would be in the Hall of Fame because you can't mention the business without mentioning Hulk Hogan.
I mean, that's
which
true.
is true.
That's true.
So you can't mention the business without mentioning Hulk Hogan. So Hogan, you know, right or wrong, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I think that's a really good way to say it. And, you know, that's probably true. Like, Xavier Woods has probably never hung out with Hulk Hogan. He doesn't know if he's racist or not.
And he's not going to now.
No, probably never. He may get a photo with him someday. Maybe.
They said time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
And it's not like Hulk Hogan was, like, uncovered as being this, like, you know, really terrible closet racist. I guess. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I'm glad to see Hulk Hogan back. It was WWE's choice. I'm surprised, actually, especially after the whole Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal debacle just a few months ago.
That was ridiculous. Oh, you talk about the most overly sensitive of all things.
And, you know, here's the thing. It's allegations against a woman who's dead. A woman who can't defend it. Nobody knows. It's just something somebody said. And people who knew her said that mostly wasn't true. I'm sure she was a nasty lady. She was a woman's wrestler in the 70s. She had to be a nasty lady.
It's true.
But
what do you mean by nasty lady? Can you clarify?
I'm sure she was not the most nice person to everybody. I'm sure she wasn't nice to a lot of other women in the locker room. Are other men nice to other men in the locker room? Kevin Nash, she's in the Hall of Fame.
He was a real jerk.
Everybody, Shawn Michaels, half his legacies that he was a prick.
And he stopped being a prick.
Yes, he did. But I'm saying half. That's why I said half. I mean, you never hear anybody talks about Shawn Michaels in the 90s without saying that he was a prick. But if they did a Shawn Michaels Battle Royal, nobody bat an eye. I mean, I know they were saying she was like pimping out girls. But that's an allegation against a dead woman that can't be backed up by anybody.
I think the pimping out of women was the real straw that broke the back.
And this year at the Hall of Fame, or no, that was just last year. The Godfather, he told us that pimping ain't easy.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at some of the hypocrisy there.
It is absolute hypocrisy.
Induct this man who had a hoe train.
He would give his hose away so he wouldn't have to wrestle matches. That happened. I'm not saying to pull the Godfather out of the Hall of Fame. I don't know.
I think you should.
I don't know if he's deserving.
Right.
I don't know if he's deserving. Who's deserving of the Hall of Fame? But if anybody is, if any one person should be in the Hall of Fame, it's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If there was one single person, the only room for one, put Hogan in. It's truth. And you know, I mean, there's got to be forgiveness, you know, at a point. But you know, we live in a world that's people have to be not tolerant, but just people have to be more graceful and nice, I guess. Which it's weird because we live in a world where people are less nice, but you're forced to be more nice. I don't understand that at all. Like, people can be mean and as nasty as they want, but they want people to be nice. Do you get that, man? That's a weird dichotomy of the age that we live in.
Interesting thing to say.
Like, you have to be nice, but I'm gonna be an asshole about it.
Hey, man.
Sorry. You see what I mean?
No, I completely feel you. I think that's a really good point. People want you to be nice unless it's them.
Very true. Just a lot of hate in this world, people. We need more love. And you know what? We could stand a little more watching of wrestling. We don't need no more wrestling itself. We are covered up with it. We're on a mountain of wrestling, mustache mountains of wrestling. Man, you know what? If you're out there and you haven't watched NXT in a while, go check out that Mustache Mountain versus the Undisputed Era match. Those guys, you know what? If you're not watching NXT, and if you're not watching 205 Live, you're doing yourself a disservice, because I want to tell you something. It's the best wrestling outside of Seth Rollins and maybe Asuka that WWE has going on. Go do yourself a favor. Check out Buddy Murphy, who may be the best wrestler in WWE right now. Go check out Cedric Alexander putting on these great matches for you. Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong was in a place in ROH where he had nothing to prove. He's in NXT now where he has everything to prove. And his wrestling shows it. So go out there and check it out. Excuse me. Let's see, what else in the world of wrestling I was thinking about. Oh, speaking of big bumps, you know, we had Kevin Owens take that big bump. Did everybody see? Did you guys see? Hey guys, did you see the bump that old Takahashi took? Hey
man, didn't talk about that bump as being hellacious. He broke his neck.
I know, it was crazy.
I know you were talking like it's some great thing.
No. I just was like, did everybody see that? It was crazy looking.
You know, that sparked a lot of conversation. If the independents wrestling, the indie wrestling style, is way more dangerous than WWE, and I don't think it is. I don't think, you know, just because, you know, you break your neck on a crazy, what was that, a release dragon suplex?
I don't know. No, it wasn't. I don't even know what it was. It looked insane. It was insane. And you know what? Thank you guys for trying to entertain me with it. Hey, you know what? Thanks, Takahashi, for putting your life, you know what? in your
I'm
own
sure
hands.
that's really great comfort to him to know that you were entertained by this great bump which ended his neck getting broken.
No, I'm just saying thank you for doing what you do to entertain us.
No, not thank you. It's terrible. It's a tragedy.
No, I'm not saying thank you for getting your neck broke. I'm saying thank you for,
I know you're
for risking your lives.
You dug yourself into a terrible hole that you sound like a lunatic right now. You sound like that guy that said, I never cared anything for TK O'Reilly till I saw him break his shins.
I love Takahashi. I love Takahashi before he got his neck broke.
Takahashi or Tanahashi?
You know it's Takahashi. I'm just saying I appreciate everything these guys go out there and do every night.
God, that's a weird seg. That's just a weird. I really appreciate it. I know he broke his neck. I appreciate it. I'm saying that I appreciate it.
All right.
It's just never going to ring true. Let's back out. Let's go from the hurt to the dead. I was looking for the Twitter tweet. I couldn't find it, unfortunately. But a few days ago, Pooch herself,
Pooch.
Dana Warrior, took to Twitter or Instagram or something, I believe, and recounted a story of how the Ultimate Warrior returned from the grave to fight the ghosts that lived in her house. Do you remember seeing what I'm talking about? Oh, you know what? I've got that. It would really be great if I could find the tweet. Hold on one second.
I think you.
All right, here it is. I found it. I found the tweet or whatever from Dana Warrior. She said this: "It just seemed like darker energies came. There were just smells." What kind of smells do you think they were?
Probably bad ones like
and rattling and really, really scary stuff. This one night in particular, it was in the middle of the night, and you started hearing these banging noises. I can't even describe it. Knocking and banging. Probably somebody hanging. Probably down in the gym, man. A warrior coming back to pump one more out. Banging, whirring past you. I can't even describe them because I've never heard them before. It sounded like furniture flying and crashing into one another, and the girls were wide awake. I was wide awake. There was this unspoken knowledge that you didn't move and didn't speak, and you could feel Warrior. You could feel and you could smell him. What do you think Warrior smelled like when he popped up?
It probably smelled like sweat.
It probably smelled like sweat and like face paint.
Yeah.
You know he was painted up. You could smell him in the house, and he was fighting and he was battling, and it went on and on and on. When I woke up in the morning, so there was a big ghost battle with your dead husband in the house, and she just fell asleep.
You didn't even go check it out.
I expected to see my whole hallway in shambles, and there was not a thing out of place, but a sense of his triumph. I knew in that moment that whatever had been there bad, he had battled like he never battled before, but he was not going to let anything bad touch his girls. I bet you that is his greatest victory from parts unknown. Dana Warrior.
Woo!
When my family gets scared of the ghosts that overcome the Warrior compound, when I come through the portal from the nether world and bring all my little warriors that have passed away.
Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior.
Well, they're kind of the same. I bring the sights and smells of parts unknown, of distrucity. One day, my man's heart will take its final beat. And after that, he will battle the netherworld with Beetlejuice. Forever. I didn't really have anything on that.
Well, I'd heard, I don't know if this is related, but I'd heard that Papa Shango had put a curse on his home.
Well, that's odd. I bet the smells were that stick that Papa Shango carried out, that smoke that came out of it.
Yep, we've solved the mystery, Miss Warrior.
She said she was hearing like papa, 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 papa.
Oh.
She probably smelled the Ultimate Warrior throwing up that black stuff.
She probably did.
Or was it green? I can't remember.
It was black.
Yeah.
It was certainly black.
She looked in the mirror and she couldn't see anything but Eric Bischoff could.
That's weird, man. That's really that's quite the strange story. And
I don't know if I
heard some stuff outside, or TV came on, or
I mean, she didn't hear anything out. She just hearing sounds. But then she said they were just laying there awake. Were they all sleeping in the same bed? Did the Ultimate Warrior's estate only allow them to live in a 1-bedroom home?
Well, maybe they all sleep together. Maybe they're just like.
I mean, maybe they do. It's rough.
It's rough. I mean,
it's been 4 years, but it's tough.
You don't want to say anything, but it's hard.
Don't worry,
so
Pooch.
Weird.
Don't worry, Pooch. I got the ghosts.
Be weird if that like yellow winged eagle belt was sitting in the hallway for some reason.
No, there was like one tassel laying on the ground. There was an Ultimate Warrior like shape of his logo drawn on the mirror. There was a picture of a ghost with a big X through it. It said Love Warrior.
So what do you make of that story? You think it's real or she had a dream?
You know, to me that just sounds more like demons than ghosts. I would just guess that was more demonic.
Do you think the Ultimate Warrior defeated demons then?
I'm just saying I could see this being the next Insidious movie.
What about the next? Was Insidious? I guess it was demons, huh?
Well, Insidious was like that. Yeah, yes, there was demons. Oh my gosh. Was the Nun in Insidious or Conjuring? That was the Conjuring, yeah.
Yes,
I get those two confused. I'm going to still go with demons on Insidious.
I can't even watch that Nun trailer, man. That scares them.
I haven't even seen it yet, but you know what? I'm excited.
Don't sleep alone if you're going to watch it.
That's why you've been sleeping on the couch all week.
Sleep on the couch. I told you I'm sleeping on the couch, guys.
And I told you while you were
downstairs.
It's easy to pop that Roku off. It weighs like 2 ounces. Take it upstairs.
That seems like a lot of work.
Well, at any rate,
I don't want to have to bring it back downstairs.
Well, I don't want you to have to bring it back downstairs, but if you got to, you got to. Well, at any rate, I guess we've run our mouths too long. This has been the Good Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Hey, watch out for demons, ghosts, the Nun. Just stay safe until we decide to record one of these again. You know, whenever we do finally get up to talking about wrestling, we'll record it for you and make it a podcast.
When you feel like it.
Make sure to join us over on Facebook. You can see the things that I'm going to get mad about later. Good Brothers Wrestling on Facebook. Good Brothers WP on Twitter. You know, we love hearing from people. I love hearing from people. Do you like hearing from people?
I love hearing from people. You know, because here's the thing. I love wrestling. And I love hearing people talk about wrestling.
He loves it when guys are getting his neck broke because he just appreciates it.
I just mean I appreciate what they do with their bodies.
GoodBrothersWrestling.com, GoodBrothersWrestling.com, GoodBrothersWrestling.com. If you're not reading Good Brother Chuck's
previews,
pay-per-view previews, man, those are so good. They're so good, we don't even do a preview show anymore.
They pump me up.
Yeah, they really do. And I don't know when he's going to get around to these new set of Funko Pops, but hey, Charlie, get on it, man. Anyway, you guys have a good week. We'll see you hopefully in a week. I guess it'll be a solo show if it's a week. Bobby's heading on a Caribbean vacation tomorrow, so he won't be home. Don't worry, the doors will be locked.